and thank you so much for joining me here today for this interview. So we are playing the post-jam version of Jungzzle, which I'm super glad got a very positive reception as part of the. This was the GMTK jam, right?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the reception was pretty good, but didn't get a lot of player, but it's fine. I'm just working on it.
yeah, absolutely. So maybe you can talk a little bit about what are some of the changes that you've made to the game post jam.
Well, I don't know if you remember like how it was looking before,
Mm-hmm.
but for example, like the background was pretty much just the color. It's pretty bad. And now it starts to have a pretty good aesthetic overall, and it just looks better. Like when I look at the old one, I just it was empty, like pretty bland. So pretty glad with it. But
Nice.
I also added multiple instruments now.
Mhm.
So at the moment you only have one type, but you will see pretty soon it has a progression system. Um, well, it should come at some point. But the new instruments
Mhm.
add a bit of new stuff to listen to. Um, Also, new mechanics with the frogs. I don't know if you have them yet, but should come at some point.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just getting a bit better. I also added saves, so now you can leave the game and come back later with the same game. It's pretty convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I
And
know
yes,
that you can sort of continue to build up your score to really, really high
exactly.
numbers.
Yeah. And yeah, people are playing it for quite some time already. Like, yeah, my mother play it, and she's getting pretty far already. So it's cool.
Hello, Excavator. Welcome to the chat. Please feel free if you have any questions for our guest. Please feel free to post them. Um, but yeah, so do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Like, what was the what kind of numbers were you seeing that people were getting for their scores?
Well, mostly like um, 400.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty a lot already. Yeah, pretty good. And it's not people who play a lot of mobile games, so
Mm-hmm.
it's they can enjoy it. Also, yes, I made a mobile port,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a big change because the game is just pretty much made for mobile at first. So it's cool to have it.
Yeah, was that something that you had in mind from the beginning, or was it something that you kind of like added on, um, like added in the functionality after you saw how much people were interested in it?
I had the idea, but I knew that a mobile game tend to take a lot of time to be working on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have now a screen that adapts to, like the game adapts to any screen. So
Yeah.
it could be work, but it's pretty important. And now, like it works on mobile
Mhm.
on the same version that is on the PC. So it's pretty smart stuff. And since the game is pretty small, it's the kind of thing I can do. It's pretty cool to have a small game when you are solo there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can release it in time. That's cool. Oh yeah. But yeah, it was the first update, and
Mhm.
still have some things to do, like maybe get some money at some point. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, ads. I think I don't like ads, but don't really have any choice.
Yeah. So the is it on the Play Store as well?
Not yet,
Okay.
but it will be very soon.
Okay, so you've got a sort of like soft launch of the game as an APK available on itch.io. And are you going to keep that
Yes,
available, or are you going to, once it's available on the Play Store, is the APK still going to be available for download?
that's a good question. I don't know.
Hmm. Just because if
I
you
don't.
were pursuing an ad-based return on
Yeah,
investment, then I don't know if the APK that you distribute yourself could still serve ads.
yeah. Um, I still like. Yeah, I can update the game, and I still have some stuff to add that will um, enhance the gameplay without. I don't want the ads to be negative,
Mhm.
so the gameplay will stay the same, and the ads will be for other systems.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's a very chill game. Like it's absolutely the kind of thing that you can spend a lot of time just relaxing and playing. So I agree that Excavator says it looks like it would make a great mobile game, and I definitely think so. But in terms
Thank
of
you.
uh, like how has the reception been on itch.io? Have you got any people buying the game yet?
No, no, it's pretty small amount of player, but
Hmm.
it was expected, so it's not too big of a deal. I hope that it could be better on Google Play,
Hmm.
but I don't really know. I don't have any marketing budget, so
Hmm. So have you released games on the Google Play Store or Google App Store before?
not yet.
Okay, because
Will be my
I have to admit my sort of like first bit of advice for anyone who says they want to release a mobile game is don't. Um, just because there was a bit of a discussion about this in the Discord today, but like the mobile market is not just hyperbolically flooded, but it is literally flooded by companies that are pumping out a new game every like 5 to 7 days, right? Like you're mentioning the studio, is it like Voodoo?
yes.
Yeah,
It's pretty.
yeah, and the fact that there are so many of these games flooding the market, like I would like to think that consumers can tell apart these junk games from games that have like some quality to them and will actually respect your time, like this one. But unfortunately, it's really hard to tell. It's hard to say for sure, and I know that it takes a non-zero amount of effort to make a game and release it for the mobile market. So most of the time I just say like unless you're already planning a desktop version, it's just not worth releasing a mobile version.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's really unfortunate because
Yeah.
the
It's a
mobile market
problem.
seems so accessible, but at the same time it's that accessibility has acted against it, and it's made it entirely too easy for people to publish just complete junk onto it.
Yeah, you're right. But at the same time, like the game is only available on itch.io for the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and for people to install it, it was a bit hard.
Yeah.
Like if they don't really know what to do, like yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah,
So
to have to sideload it.
accessibility is something that's still important.
Absolutely. And that's why I think it makes sense that like because you have a desktop release of the game planned, that like that's what's available right now. Um that like even if people discover it via itch.io and like play a bit of the desktop version, and then they say, you know what, I want to get the app version of this. I think that in itself is a better marketing campaign than just like crossing your fingers and hoping for the best by releasing it on mobile.
That's pretty positive things to have for sure.
So yeah, I certainly hope that the game does well on mobile, because I want to see real games like this one that actually, as I said, respect people's time and have these creative ideas and aren't just a copy paste of a million ideas we've seen before.
Was a big part of this project.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't replace any game that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's unique in a way that you will want to play because you can't play something similar elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the additions that you've made to the game and how they're like slowly sprinkled in as time goes on.
Thank you.
Because I've seen like I haven't quite figured out what the deal with the gears is quite yet. Oh, they rotate when you. Okay, okay.
That's it.
But yeah, so we've got our little frogs here. We've got the drums. Do you have any plans for any other instruments?
Maybe one, but the next update will be mostly about all the other system I want to add more than instrument at the moment. But yes, I have one left.
Okay. Yeah, so we
After
can.
that, I don't really know.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be something that you are like perpetually working on, unless the people who are playing the game, like if it actually warrants it. Like you don't have to support something that people aren't flocking to. So I think it makes sense to give the game a good showing and work through the ideas that you have. But after that, you can let the market sort of speak for itself as to whether or not you continue development.
Right now, people are asking for a new game mode that will have a way to lose, like a bit of challenge. Because endless is fun for a while, but maybe it would be good to have an end.
Yeah, it's interesting because I sort of see it as a thing that I would play a little bit of and then move on from. But on the other hand, I know there are those people out there who played the game to like for a ridiculously long amount of time, getting. You said the score like 14,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the game absolutely works just sort of as it is in the way that Electroplankton was not a score based game, right? Because you did mention that Electroplankton was kind of the main inspiration behind this.
Exactly. Yes. It's pretty different.
Yeah, like just not every game has to be a like about getting a high score, about getting to the end, about beating the boss at the end of the level. Like some games can just be an experience. Like I should say, all games are an experience.
I took, for example, like Rush, where people are just playing levels after levels, and the levels are just the same, like similar to one another. So it's pretty weird to see this kind of system, and I think the levels are just not important in it, and it's just like it works as an endless, but the levels tell the player that they are progressing. So it could be a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's nothing wrong with adding elements that gamify it, but I think it's totally nice to start with this sort of free play mode.
Yeah. I will not change the part that works. So it should stay the same for one mod. And then if you want, you can play the other.
Yeah, all right.
You're
Well,
doing pretty good.
except on this screen right now, but I'm doing
It's
my best from what
alright.
I remember the last time I played the game. Um, all right, let's try something slightly different here. It is a lot of like happy accidents of like the noise, the sounds they end up making. There we go.
Yeah, it's pretty. Um, one fun fact was the frogs. At first, like right now, the sound is a flute,
Mhm.
but you can't really hear a flute. Like it's a bit weird. But I
Mhm.
kept on because when it bounces, sometimes it makes the same sound as in the movie, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm.
So I kept it because it was funny.
Yeah, I can imagine how it would make the doo-doo-doo-doo, dun, dun,
Exactly.
dun. I'm just I'm imagining that with this particular sound font now.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to find sound for games.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I took some some hours to find mine, and I'm not using a lot. So yeah,
Yeah, so the each ball, I guess, is tracing its position from when it appears to when it goes out the sides, and then
exactly.
when it makes a successful, like it actually goes through the hole, that's when it actually draws it to the screen.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
and then if it lasts too long, then it will like the little coconuts or whatever. What are they meant to be?
Coconuts, yeah.
They will eventually just like break if they. Is there like a count of how many collisions, or is it based on a timer?
It's a timer,
Okay.
so it's 15 seconds. And at first it was only 10, but people were asking for more.
Mm.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think it's nice because the fact that they last longer allows for you to create the more complex patterns, which in turn are worth more points, and
Exactly.
they're more musically complex.
Can be a bit messy, but I think the fun is better than the music.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's a nice sort of mix of both.
Yeah,
All
too bad.
right. Well, let's see. Do we have any questions about Jungzzle from chat? Am I saying it by the way? Is it like Jungzzle? How do you say it?
I mean, I'm French, so you can say it in any way it works.
Yeah, but I'm curious. How would you say it?
I say jungle.
Okay,
It's
because
like in jungle,
yeah, that's what I thought of when I saw it at first. So I'm glad that that's at least partially
and
correct.
it's pretty close to jingle, so it's also fun.
Yeah. Have you ever come across a combination where um, the board generates something that like you can't get coconut through the holes?
I did not for the moment, but I plan on adding a way to remove a row by watching an ad.
Okay, yeah, that would work.
Uh, yeah, because uh, it can be impossible, but maybe it's just a player that can find it. So having a way to skip it would be nice.
Yeah, I mean there's so much possibility space. It seems very unlikely to end up with something that's not possible.
Yeah,
So I think that's totally fair to give players the option to you know, it's a bit of a cheat to block it out. So yeah, may as well. That's a good
yeah,
opportunity to insert an ad.
and I don't want people to lose the insane score they have.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess this is something that you could just sort of have. Uh, I mean, do you have the do you have it in mind to make an online high score so people can see like a leaderboard?
Would be nice, but for the moment, I don't really know how to do it. So wasn't planned for the moment, but maybe.
I think that that might be something that would motivate players to play for longer if they know that they have something or someone that
Yes,
they're competing against.
that's true. Yeah.
All right. So I think I don't have any other questions about the game right now, but is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Any like trivia about the game or something interesting about the, and maybe like another hidden detail between this version and the post jam version?
Well, I had another version in between,
Mm-hmm.
the 1.1, and it was just the drum, and that's it. So it wasn't very big of an update. So I choose to just don't do any marketing for this version, and this is the only one I start to just push everywhere and try to get players. So yeah, it was a pretty small update, but it helped me to get started with all the system I had to update.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I think yeah, it's all for me
All
for the
right.
moment.
Um, do you have anything else, any other projects planned after this one?
Not yet. I have my school.
Of course.
I have to find a work.
Yep. Yep. For sure.
Uh, yeah,
All right.
bit of a but, yeah,
Sorry.
it's a bit of a problem, but I hope it
Mm,
will be.
yeah. Hopefully, with the sort of world situation, things hopefully coming to a like some sort of resolution sooner than later. It
Yeah,
won't be too hard to find
be
work once
nice.
again for talented game developers. But yeah, so thank you so much for taking the time to join me on the stream today. This has
It
been a
was
lot of
very
fun.
nice.
It's a very relaxing game. It's great because it doesn't take up much of my brain power, so I feel like I can still play the game and have the conversation. Um,
Yeah,
just like it was when I did the sort of original Game Jam interview. Cool, there we go. That's a pretty nice combination to end things off on.
yeah.
But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me and have a good evening. And hopefully, we get to see your next project sometime soon on the stream.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.